Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Sports Bros, the amazing O Radio podcast, sports podcast. So I am Jack, and I am joined with
Mr. Slack.
Mr. Slack. All right. So today we are going to be discussing Brock Purdy and Tom Brady. Now, I don't know about you, but Brock Purdy's looking like a MVP candidate out there last week. 49ers, like 35-7, I'm pretty sure. It's insane.
Yeah, I think 7. I think 35-7. Tom Brady threw 2 interceptions. He threw 1 in the fourth quarter. It's not like it would have mattered anyway. It was like 28-7 by then.
Yeah, I'm just looking up the game summary right here. We got to look at some of these stats. Brock Purdy's stats were insane. Like if we just look at the Bucs stats, Tom Brady, he still was able to throw for a touchdown. I don't know if you actually saw that touchdown, but I saw that touchdown live. It bounced off of Chris Godwin's chest and into the hands of Russell Gage at the 1-yard line, and he pulled it in. It's crazy. I do not know what's going on with those Bucs wide receivers, especially Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
He had what, no catches that whole game?
Mike Evans did not have a single catch until the third quarter. Third quarter and fourth quarter, he was able to get like 4. So he still like kind of did a little bit for fantasy owners. So he got around like 8.4 points in most PPR leagues. Really not too much.
As your number 1 receiver, I don't know how you just, throwing the ball like 4 times.
Exactly.
But if I'm Trey Lance, though, I'm shivering. In the top 3 overall pick in the draft, didn't play the year before because he was benched for Jimmy G. Then he got injured week 2, and he lost his first game against the Bears, too.
Exactly, which was rough.
Game. Yeah. And then Jimmy G came in. He got hurt. Brock Purdy comes in, beats the Dolphins, right? And then he also beats the Bucs. And not only beats them, but he destroys them.
Demolished.
Yeah, I mean.
Insane. If you look at Brock Purdy's stat line, he only threw 21 passes. He was 16 for 21. 185 yards and 2 TDs. So he actually got the ball to a bunch of different receivers too. It's not like he was just targeting one guy. Like he had 2 passes to Ayuk, 4 to Debo, 2 to Christian McCaffrey, 4 to Kittle.
I believe Debo got hurt yesterday.
Yeah, Debo did get hurt yesterday. Hopefully that injury isn't too bad, but I guess all we can do now is just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners have so many weapons too. Like, I feel like even without Debo, I feel like they'll still find a way to... I don't know. I don't know. Like, the way he's playing.
Best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
might be.
That Bucs defense is it's still a good defense. Their offense has been a little iffy this year, or more than iffy, but it's been pretty bad. But their defense is still pretty good.
Definitely. Now, if we just look at some of these other games from week 14, we're already almost done. There are 4 regular season weeks left in the entire season.
That's crazy.
So the Lions actually beat the Vikings. I don't know if you saw that, but the Lions beat the Vikings 34-23. Justin Jefferson, still no touchdowns, but he topped over I'm pretty sure it was 225 yards receiving. That's crazy.
The Lions are dangerous. I'm telling you. They started 1-6, and now they're
I'm pretty sure they're 6-7. They're 1 game under 500 right now. They're in the middle of the playoff race because those wild card spots are not going to a good team.
Yeah, no. I mean, the whole NFC this year has just been crazy. Actually, both divisions have really been good this year. I mean, we have 2 divisions that almost every single team is in the playoffs, the AFC East and the NFC East. You have the Bills, you got the Dolphins, the Jets right now, I think, are all in the playoff picture. The Patriots are in the hunt. Or actually, I don't know if it's swapped because the Jets lost yesterday.
Yeah, so if the Patriots win today, they actually jump the Jets and they're in third place in the conference now. Or division, not conference.
Well, I hope that the Patriots win tonight and that James Conner at least gives me 8 fantasy points because that's all I need tonight to win. But, and then the NFC East, you have the 11-1 or they're 13-1 now.
12-1. They're 12-1.
12-1.
12-1 Eagles. They completely obliterated the Giants. They made the New York Giants, who were they were actually one of the playoff favorites. I've seen a lot of things saying that the Giants are going to make the playoffs. The Giants are so good. They're going to do a great job. They're going to make the playoffs, and then they're going to win the wild card games. Then they're going to go to the divisional, and maybe they'll even make the championship. No. The Eagles completely obliterated them. Miles Sanders ran for 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. Jalen Hurts, pretty sure he had 3 total TDs, 2 passing touchdowns,
For rushing.
and a
Yeah.
rushing touchdown. Do you know if AJ Brown caught a touchdown? I'm actually
Yeah.
not sure.
He did score yesterday.
Okay, yeah, because
Um,
AJ Brown, I know Devonta Smith caught a touchdown.
Yeah, that crazy touchdown was
That was
crazy.
insane.
Yeah. AJ Brown caught a touchdown, and then he just ran for one, and they put up like 41 points yesterday.
Yeah,
which
that
is
was
crazy.
48-22.
48.
Yeah, 48. So they beat them by a full 26 points. That was not even close. I don't know what happened to the Giants. I feel like the Eagles' run defense is really what solidified that because they were able to hold Saquon Barkley to less than 30 yards the whole game. Now, if we're looking at some of the stats, because I'm pulling up the stats here, if we look at the New York Giants' yardage, Tyrod Taylor actually rushed for the most yards on the entire team. And he rushed only twice for 40 yards. Barkley only had like 28. Brightwell had like 20. Daniel Jones had like 20. So they really didn't.
Yeah, I mean they had big like a little over like 110 yards of rushing
rushing
the ball.
offense. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that their passing attack is good, so that rushing is pretty much the whole offense.
Yeah. Through an entire game, they scored 22 points and they went down the field at least 4 or 5 times, and they still were only able to put up around like 300 scrimmage yards, which is it's kind of rough because that's not looking good if you're a Giants fan right now, especially since you had Tyrod Taylor come in the game. I'm pretty sure that was just because the gap was
Yeah, you don't want to risk an
measurable.
injury to your starting
Yeah.
quarterback because you're not coming back from a 41-14 game
exactly.
in like the fourth quarter, and then then they score another touchdown. I mean, the Giants also did score a garbage time touchdown. So to be honest, that last touchdown for them didn't even really count.
Exactly.
They scored like I think a 2-point conversion too.
Yeah, they got a 2-point conversion. So before the game was completely out of reach,
It really
was like 41-14.
41-14, yeah, which is because literally just flip it. Like you
Mhm.
could literally flip the 41. And it's
Exactly.
14. Like
That's crazy. Now, what I will say is there were a lot of upsets this week. There were a lot of upsets because the Jaguars beat the Titans too. Trevor Lawrence is actually looking like a fantasy QB1, which is insane.
Yeah, I think he had 40,
4 touchdowns.
40 points, right? I think.
Yeah, he had
That's crazy.
33 points,
Oh, 33. Okay.
which is still pretty insane.
Yeah. Who did they play?
They played the Titans. They demolished the Titans. Evan Ingram had like 35 points because he caught 2 touchdowns. St. Jones caught a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence ran it for a touchdown.
Evan Ingram, the tight end,
Mhm.
had 35 points.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. 39 points. My bad.
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
What?
Evan Ingram,
That's the most fantasy points for a tight end this whole year.
exactly. Evan Ingram got 11 receptions for 162 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Titans were really not able to control T-Law, and Evan Ingram was honestly the biggest guy on this offense. You would have thought it would be someone like Christian Kirk or Marvin Jones Jr., but Evan Ingram was honestly the one that actually put the nail in the coffin and just ended it for Tennessee.
Wow. 11 catches? That's probably definitely his
That's
best career
Justin Jefferson level amount
game.
of
Yeah,
catches.
that's like a wide receiver catch.
Exactly. He has a lot of catches, which is insane. If we look at the amount of catches Justin Jefferson had this week, that is 11.
Oh, so he had the
Yeah.
same.
And Evan Ingram put up more points than Justin Jefferson this week. I think out of every flex player in the NFL this week, Evan Ingram might have put up the most. Let me run that stat real quick. So if we're looking at all flex players for this week, the highest scoring player, he even scored higher than all the QBs. So he's just the highest scoring player in every PPR league for the whole week. So he scored more points than Justin Jefferson, more points than Jerry Jeudy put up 32 points. He scored 3 touchdowns with Russ, which is insane. Russell Wilson actually did something.
And then he got a concussion.
What?
Then he got a concussion.
Yeah, which is rough. So I don't even know who they're going to put in now. Who do they have? Who is their backup QB?
Their backup quarterback.
Oh, Brett Rypien.
I don't even know what that is.
Rypien?
Maybe Rippin. I still don't know. I don't know anything about that guy.
It doesn't matter at this point. Who cares? It's just some random backup
I mean,
QB.
they're eliminated anyway after that loss.
Yeah, exactly. Their playoff hopes are done. So if we look at the playoff picture now, I'm pretty sure the playoff picture will be updated. So if we look at the NFL playoff picture of 2022, then let's see how this is looking right now, the playoff race. I'm pretty sure the Texans are eliminated. A couple other people are eliminated.
Texans
as
were
well.
eliminated from the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that's true.
They're so bad.
Mm-hmm.
They almost beat the Cowboys, though. That was
I know,
crazy.
which is insane. Oh, I can't. Eagles clinch playoffs.
Yeah.
So Eagles clinch the playoffs. I'm not sure who else is clinched yet, but we can look right now. So the Eagles clinched a playoff spot, not their division or the wild card yet. The Vikings still haven't clinched their division. Losing to the Detroit Lions is actually the only reason why they haven't clinched yet.
So
If they-
who's at the top?
The Lions.
What?
So if the Lions win these next 4 games and the Vikings lose these next 4 games, the Lions will win the NFC North. Because the Lions are at 6-7 and the Vikings are at 10-3.
Who would have thought that from a 1-year difference, you'll go from an MVP Aaron Rodgers team at the top of the division to the next year having the Detroit Lions
better than
the
you.
only team in the NFL history who's ever went 0-16 in a season.
The Browns went 0. No, the Browns went 0-16 as well, right? Or they go 0-15.
I thought they went 0-15. Or maybe both went 0-16.
Yeah, I'm
think,
pretty sure.
I think two. Still, though, like, both histories for both teams are bad. But the fact that you go from an MVP quarterback, Aaron Rodgers team, I think they were like 15-2 or something like that,
Yeah, definitely.
and to a 6-7 Lions team.
It's
I mean, it's
insane.
not definite yet, but I mean, the fact that they're even at the top at all for even like a week is crazy.
Exactly. Especially for the fact that now the Giants and the Commanders are both at 7-5. And there are 3 wild card spots right now. So the Seahawks losing was actually really big for them. Because since the Seahawks lost, the Seahawks are down to 7-6. So if the Seahawks lose next week and the Lions win, the Lions are in the playoff picture. They're in the hunt.
Well, aren't they already?
Right now, they're right outside the bubble. So they're currently the 8 seed.
Yeah, but don't they like have to have a spot right now because they're at the top of the division?
No, because the Vikings are at the top of the division still. Because the Vikings are 10-3. Yeah. So if the Detroit Lions keep winning and then the Vikings lose, then they'll definitely be at the top of the division. So the only teams that have actually like clinched the playoffs, there is no team besides the Eagles that have clinched.
Yeah, for sure.
So right now we are going to, let's see. Let me look at playoff clinching scenarios for next week. I feel like that's definitely something influential that we should look at here, especially because playoffs are so close.
Yeah.
So let's say if we had to look at the playoffs, who do you think is going to make the playoffs this year from each division?
Okay, so like all 7 seeds, you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. All
Alright,
7.
So AFC, you got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Dolphins, and like I think, I don't know. I feel like that it really depends on tonight. Like if the Patriots can beat the Cardinals, because
Mhm.
I think if the Patriots beat the Cardinals, the only thing is though the Patriots have like a top 3 like hardest schedule remaining. So it's kind of hard. But obviously the obvious teams are the Chiefs, the Bills. The Dolphins lost last night was crazy, but they'll still
Mhm.
make the playoffs.
So are the Dolphins going to make the playoffs over the Chargers, or do you think the Chargers are going to make the playoffs this year?
Nah, I think it's too late for the Chargers. I think that Keenan Allen and Mike Williams' injury, they're just coming back too late. And the Dolphins, that last night was just a fluke. You know, I mean, Tyreek Hill, if Tyreek Hill can't get open on your team, like, that's just a sign. That's something.
Yeah.
And that touchdown was just a lucky touchdown. So I think that they'll come back next week. They'll definitely make the playoffs, but I have them with playoffs over the Chargers.
What I will say is, even if you think the Chargers are done, the Chargers are at 7-6 right now, which means they are
Second in the division.
second in their division. In the entire conference, let's look at this entire conference here. If we look at everyone, if we sort by win percentage, the Chargers are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the Titans would be 7 because the Titans are
So
in
the Chargers aren't in
lead
the
of their
playoffs?
division. So the Chargers are actually in the hunt right now. The Jets and the Patriots are right on the outside of the bubble. So if the Patriots win tonight, they jump the Jets. And I don't think they'll jump the Chargers. I'm not actually sure how that one works.
I think they played it this season. I think.
I don't remember if they played this season. I'm actually not
I-
sure,
I'm gonna check real quick.
but we'll have to look at that. But the teams that are definitely like completely out of the playoffs, the Texans are completely out and the Broncos are completely out. I don't think there's really any other team that's fully out of the playoffs and has no chance of making it in. While there are some teams that have like a slim chance, like let's be honest, the Bears aren't going to make the playoffs. The Rams aren't going to make the playoffs. The Saints aren't going to make the playoffs. The Falcons are probably not. The Panthers are probably not. And the Cardinals, I also do not believe are going to make the playoffs. I feel like it's too little too late, especially since D-Hop came back so late in the season. Kyler Murray's not really doing too much. And there is still health issues with Kyler and D-Hop. And I think there's another wide receiver that has health issues. Because I know I saw something
Marquise
about,
Brown.
yeah, Marquise Brown. Is that his ankle or his?
It was his ankle. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the remaining Patriots schedule after this Monday Night Football game, after the Cardinals, they play the Raiders, which they'll probably win, just because we're definitely not gonna lock up Devontae. He's definitely gonna have a good game, but I mean, I feel like we're the better team overall. But we're probably gonna lose to the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna lose to the Dolphins because we always lose to the Dolphins,
Yeah.
even with Tom Brady. And we're probably gonna lose to the Bills.
Okay.
So we're probably gonna lose out. We probably won't make the playoffs. But I mean, that's a pretty tough remaining schedule. Like after these next two games, you play 3 playoff teams, and those are like the 3 most important games of the season.
Exactly. So the Patriots got to step it up if they want to make the playoffs. So
Yeah.
we are going to take a quick break. We will be back soon with some specifics of wide receivers and position skilled players on each team. See you then.
Damn, bro, I didn't think that the Patriots.
What? Thanks.
Damn. I didn't think that the
Oh, I
Patriots
didn't-
had that.
And we are back. So we are going to talk about a couple of specific wide receivers. So, Chris, what do you think?
I think the first wide receiver we got to talk about is my boy Jamar Chase, number 1 on the Bengals. In my opinion, everybody hates me for this, but I think he's better than Jay Jettis.
Really?
Yeah, he has way more talent.
Okay. I could see that. So then, what are your top 5 wide receivers in the league right now? What is that looking like?
Without injuries,
Yeah.
I got number 1, Cup,
Okay.
right? This is not in order too. I'm just like, but I think Cup should be a solid number 1. just
Okay.
because like of his target share, he when he has a bad game, he still like somehow puts up like great stats. which is
Exactly.
crazy. But so my top 5, not in order, because I feel like in order, some people,
Yeah.
It's very controversial with your top 5, but I definitely have Cup at least in the top 5. I got Jamar Chase, Jay Jettas, Tyreek Hill, and probably Devontae Adams.
No digs. No
Like-
digs.
Like, okay, Diggs is cool, but it's just like I feel like I'd rather have Devontae on my team than
Okay.
Diggs.
Okay.
I would rather have Cooper Kupp on my team than Diggs.
Okay.
I would definitely rather have Jamar Chase than Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, if I'm building a franchise, right? If I have a franchise team, yeah, Kupp is old, but like
He's gonna put up numbers.
he's
He'll be
gonna-
able to.
right, he's
hold
gonna be
your
able
team.
to put up numbers. Stephon Diggs, he's really actually like getting up there. He's like 28, 29.
Definitely.
But-
He's pretty old. He's
What?
almost as old as Cup, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like 1 year behind, I think. Not even, which is crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy. So,
But
there are a lot of other good wide receivers in the league,
There
though. Like we've
is.
got a decent amount of good talent coming back in. Like, let's say we got Christian Watson's coming in this year. Wide receivers this year, we don't really have too many crazy rookies.
yeah,
We just really have like Christian Watson, Drake London. Who just came back for the Lions this week?
Jameson Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, I have him in fantasy. But I benched him because I didn't think he was any good.
Mhm.
But he only had 1 catch the whole game. But
Yeah.
it was for a nice touchdown, though.
Yeah, it was
That
like 41 yards.
41 yards and a touchdown.
I don't know what other wide receivers there are right now that are rookies.
Don't they have the Amari Rogers guy, or is he a sophomore?
Amari Rogers is a little bit older. They have Garrett Wilson though. He's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, Garrett Wilson is good, yeah. And Chris Olave.
Oh yeah, Chris. Oh my! How could I forget? So we got Chris Olave, we got Garrett
Garrett
Wilson, we
Wilson,
got Christian
Christian
Watson,
Watson,
we got
Jameson
Drake London, Jameson Williams, we got
That's probably like
Sky Moore. He's not really doing too much.
he's more like a running back on the Chiefs. He's like a running back wide receiver.
I haven't seen him run any plays. I also haven't seen him catch any balls either. So
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I like almost never see him on the field.
But if I am building a franchise though, I would rather have like Jefferson just
Mhm.
because
He's young.
and he's better.
Definitely.
He's definitely better. Jamar Chase, he is definitely better than Stephon Diggs. I don't want to hear no debates about this. He's definitely way better and he's way younger. If I'm building a franchise, I don't want Diggs like in my top 5. Like Tay has just been held back by the fact that Derek Carr just is trash. I mean,
Exactly.
he still had.
Derek Carr's still putting up decent numbers with him. It's
Yeah.
not too bad.
it's
Like, it's not
Here's the thing
Aaron
though.
Rodgers numbers.
Here's the thing though with Derek Carr. It's if he has a bad game, it's a horrendous bad game. It is like
yeah.
it's really bad. And if he has a good game, it's like one of the best games like of his career. Like he really has no in between. Like I mean, he played the Saints. He put up like
Negative
2
yardage.
or negative yardage.
It,
yes.
or it wasn't. I don't think it was negative yardage, but it was like
It was
20
negative
yards at
points
max.
though. It
Exactly.
was negative points.
Yeah.
Because he threw like 2 interceptions, and Devontae Adams had like 1 catch for 3 yards for the whole game.
Yeah, exactly. So let's think. They had 0 points. Saints shut them out. That's the best game the Saints have really had. They shut out the Raiders, and it was pretty sure it was like 30-0. That's back when Jameis Winston was healthy for that game.
I don't know why you guys aren't starting him.
I don't know either. I'll be totally honest. I need to look at this.
He's a good quarterback too. He's not even that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
And he got that laser eye surgery, so I mean, like he doesn't really like throw interceptions like he used to.
Exactly. Oh yeah, Andy Dalton was quarterback in this team. Okay, so is Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton threw 2 touchdowns, both in the. Oh, this was when Alvin Kamara actually came back, and like because Alvin Kamara like actually just woke up, and then
Yeah.
he's been down again, but he had 3 touchdowns in this game, which was really good. He went off for like 40 fantasy points, but
You
other
think
than that,
Kamara's
this
gonna
year
play
hasn't
next
done
year?
much. I'll be totally honest, probably not.
Probably not.
Especially with like all the lawsuits and all that.
The
I
battery
don't. Yeah,
charge,
I don't
yeah.
think he's gonna play next year.
I didn't think he was gonna play this year.
Definitely, neither did I. But
I that's why I couldn't take the risk. I couldn't take the risk in fantasy.
yeah, I didn't wanna really take him, especially because I didn't think he was gonna play either, especially because of that whole thing at the Pro Bowl. But I did take him in one league because it was a 4-man league,
Mhm.
and he got back around to me, and I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. But the 4-man league it's a weird thing. We do like a 4-man league, and it's like a triple flex. So you have 3 flexes as well. So
Okay.
it's like star stack teams. So like each team is putting up like 200 points a week.
Right, because it's a 4-man team.
Yeah, because it's a 4-man team. But what a couple of people did, they actually like what this does is this teaches you a lot about bench holding and proper IR management. Like what they did is they held. So one of the people in the league actually holds. What does he hold? He holds Lamar on his bench. And then there's another team, like he has Josh Allen as a starter. He holds Lamar and Joe Burrow on his bench. So, and then there's another team that also, he has Jalen Hurts and Mahomes. And then there's another team, and it's crazy. But my team right now, I have Justin Herbert and Justin Fields. So, also Justin Jefferson. So my team is all J's. It's Justin Jefferson, Joe Mixon, Deontay Johnson. It's just crazy.
In your opinion, though, like, who do you think is better? Like, do you think Jamar Chase or Jay Jettis is better? Be honest, bro. If you think Jay Jettis is better, I mean, listen, I'm not gonna take it personal because they go neck and neck.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be totally honest. I'm a really big Justin Jefferson fan, especially because I've taken him for a while. And, like, I have him in 4 leagues this year.
Yeah, same thing with Jamar. I'm a big Jamar fan.
And now we are going to be joined by Khalil. He's going to be hopping in for the end of this. So, Khalil, we're having this debate. Who's better, Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase?
Oh, that's such a good debate. Personally, I feel like Justin Jefferson.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he knows
All
where
right,
it's at. He knows where it's at.
Skill-wise, Justin Jefferson. But, like, mentality, Jamar Chase.
Okay, I like that answer. That way you're not really picking two sides either way. Because Jamar Chase obviously is a really good player. He's a lot younger than Justin Jefferson, so I feel like there's more potential from him to come. One thing to mention, though, Kirk Cousins is not as good as Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
So imagine if Justin Jefferson was playing with Patrick Mahomes.
All right, so
Just imagine that for a minute.
you know what? Then how about we just get the LSU Union back together and let's just get Jamar Chase, Jay Jettis, and Joe Burrow.
Okay, so if you
Yeah.
put Jay Jettis back on that Bengals team,
Jamar still does better, just like LSU. Jamar still had a better season than Jay Jettis did, even in college.
That is an extremely hot take.
really?
Yeah, he had a better season. He had more yards. He had more touchdowns. He had less receptions. Jamar Chase is a very okay. Jay Jettis is a deep threat, but Jamar he's more like a route runner, you know. But Jamar Chase is that deep threat who always gets open. He catches contested balls. I mean, he even had a better season at LSU, and they were on the same team, and there were still more targets too.
Okay,
From the
okay.
wide receivers.
I understand. But I will say, last week alone, Justin Jefferson didn't catch a single touchdown. He only got 11 receptions, and he put up 223 yards. He averaged 20 yards a pass.
That's really good.
I don't think Jamar Chase averaged 20 yards a catch last week.
Not last week, but also
You also have to look at the competitions in the DBs he's going up against.
Definitely.
yeah.
Like if you're going against a really bad
He's going against the
defense,
Lions.
The Lions,
Yeah.
So
DBs
I can understand that.
versus the fastest cornerback in the NFL, which is Denzel Ward. But has Justin Jefferson ever had a 300-yard game with 3 touchdowns? Because if we go back to last year,
I'm pretty sure he has, actually.
week 17, Jamar Chase against the Chiefs, 11 receptions, 3 touchdowns, and 311 yards.
That's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to be it from us for this time. So thank you all for tuning in. And that's going to be it from us. Anything else you two would like to say before we end?
Jamar Chase better. That's all I
Alright.
got to say.
I just feel like Broncos country, let's ride.